Alright, here I am, back for part 2 of my review of GaoGaiGar. Now in the last part I talked mostly about the way, or the general mechanics of the show, about how it works and how it does things differently. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about the characters. The characters are essentially, it's half human characters and half robot characters. GaoGaiGar itself is a piloted mecha, but there are many robot characters, namely Hyoryu and Enryu, the Machine Brothers, Mike Saunders, Volfog, and also Furyu and Rairyu, the other Machine Brothers from China. And they all have their own unique personalities, and they all do their own interesting things. For example, Hyoryu and Enryu will always shine out to me because they combine in a very unique way called symmetrical docking. From what I hear, this is that they've sort of taken a concept used in a previous Brave show and brought it to fruition in the concept of symmetrical docking, and that is there are two robots and they're designed exactly the same, but they're different colors, and they combine by one robot becoming the left side and the other robot becoming the right side, and combining like that, which I find incredibly interesting and very unique and very visually dynamic as well. And also there's characters like Mike Saunders, the 13th, who is American built and who is essentially childlike, but when he becomes his full form, he becomes more serious, but still exuberant and outgoing. And his attacks are mostly to do with sound. I've always enjoyed the concept of, sound-based enemies, There's also Volfog, who is essentially a ninja character who, utilizes different ninja techniques, and is also the bodyguard for Mamoru. And then there's the 3G team. Now, I've mentioned 3G before, and what it is the Gutsy Galaxy Guard, or the Gutsy Geoid Guard, depending on what point in the series you're watching, because they change names. But anyway, it is the company that supports, GaoGaiGar. They're the ones that made the Gao machines that dock with Galleon to form GaoGaiGar, and they're the ones that are on this mission to defeat the evil aliens, the Zondar, from using their Zondar metals to pretty much turn all our planet from free-thinking beings into machines that are slaves to the Zondar. And they're an excellent cast of characters. Each one with their own personalities, very unique, very enjoyable. Now I'm just going to sort of segue out of the blue into the concepts of the show. And the concepts are definitely bravery and, doing your best to support your friends and things like that. Which is contrary to which is a more simplistic view, a more classic view of what super robot animes are. The good guy always wins at the end, even if he has to struggle. And it's the struggle that makes his bravery important. If you have a character who can win no matter what, it's not bravery for him to do what he does. It's just habit. Whereas in GaoGaiGar, losses happen. And, things like that. Hold on, I apologize about that, YouTube. My phone was ringing, and my video editing skills suck right now. So, anyway, my point that I was getting at is, losses still happen. Even though this show aimed to be, less bogged down by the morality of the situation and such, there are still losses that happen. And there's still consequences to the attacks by the Zondar. There's still, many situations where characters are faced with death that they are almost, defeated. And it's the bravery that they take in defeating the Zondar anyway that really makes, you know, their sacrifices important, what they do important. The show is, let me check the episode number. 49 episodes. I would highly suggest watching it. If you consider yourself a fan of robot animes, I would say you owe it to yourself to watch it. The show, I can't believe I've forgotten the name of it. That's it. The very popular show right now, Gurren Lagann. If you like that show, essentially GaoGaiGar is a spiritual precursor to that. Or if you would, in my eyes, Gurren Lagann takes a page from GaoGaiGar in a lot of big ways. If you like, you know, super robot animes, I think you'll be pleasantly refreshed by the things that this does differently than most. If you like Monster Week shows, I think you'll be pleasantly refreshed by the way this show does them different than most. And also, if you're a big fan of hot-blooded animes, you know, hot-blooded action, I think you'll definitely enjoy the way this show does different things than most. I went in thinking it was going to be extremely simplistic and almost childlike, and I was greatly surprised and happy that it wasn't. It's an excellent show to watch, and the only way to wrap this up is by saying, what do I think about GaoGaiGar? Shonin!